to start off by saying thank you. It's an honor to be recognized by Acknowledge Alliance. When Acknowledge Alliance comes to our classes, one of the things that Dara does at the end of each lesson is she does a gratitude practice with the class. And that's what I want to start off with today. So I'm thankful to work in a school that sees the value in social emotional education. I'm thankful to work in an environment with a supportive administration and fellow teachers who are here today. I'm thankful for the parents who help us in guiding students on their paths to becoming young adults. I'm thankful for the great Acknowledge Alliance staff, including Dara, who comes to our rooms to deliver these important messages of mindfulness, communication, and resilience to our students. And I'm thankful for my support system of my family and friends and loved ones. And my family is here today as well, so thank you for coming down. I'm going to say this year has been a very reflective year for me. I've had my share of challenges and successes. I've also had a good number of former students from both of my schools come back to kind of share with me where they are on their journey in life. And this has helped give me some perspective on what I do as a teacher. I started off my teaching in Redwood City at Roy Cloud School. There was a really close community of teachers there, as most lived in Redwood City, so it made it easier. The community of students was really close as well because they'd gone to school together since kindergarten. When I began my teaching, it fell right at the time of the recession, and so students' parents were losing their jobs, they were losing their homes, and students had a lot more to deal with than just the regular day-to-day middle school life. The upper grade teachers, myself included, were pink-slipped every year as the district faced budget challenges. Having to deal with these external issues on top of just that everyday middle school life was challenging for the students, but having that close community helped. I listened to their stories and I tried to instill a sense of resilience where I could. When I took the job in Cupertino at Kennedy Middle School, I moved from a K-8 school to a middle school, and a grade level of about 90 students to a grade level of 500 students. And it was a big change. I'm going to say the population was different from what I had previously taught, and their needs were different too. Students were excited to learn, but they didn't know the names of the other kids in their classes. And there was no question about college in the future because they'd already started their SAT prep in 7th grade. I'm going to say what I found, though, was that there was a culture that had developed where students felt pressured to be a particular kind of student. And there was no room for growth. If you didn't start off at the top, then the pressure was kind of put on you. As a result, students who didn't fit this mold kind of felt a sense of isolation within the broader school environment since it was such a big school. And so there would be struggles with mental health, which was really hard for me as a teacher to kind of see my students going through. It was clear that as a school, we needed to do something to address the social emotional needs of our kids. This is what Acknowledge Alliance has brought to our school. I think these lessons that they teach students are essential in helping students identify kind of what's going on in their brain and giving them some different tools that they can use to face and overcome challenges. I think the greatest impact that Acknowledge Alliance has had in my school falls into kind of 3 categories of mindfulness, resilience, and communication. Mindfulness is something that I've been practicing in my class with my students for some time now. I could see the positive results of kind of calm and focus as we started the day. And I even had students tell me that they used mindful breathing before soccer games or piano recitals to kind of help them. Acknowledge Alliance has reinforced this importance of mindfulness and given the students and myself some new ideas about how we can practice mindfulness in every day. For resilience, there's a lesson where the students discuss kind of different strategies that they can use when they're feeling stressed. Outside of the lesson, students have shared with me how they've tried to get it out or calm within when they feel kind of these feelings of stress. Communication skills is probably the biggest takeaway for my students, and the lesson that goes along with it is by far their favorite. Role-playing communication skills and then practicing nonverbal communication has the biggest impact on their day-to-day interactions with peers. When I get in my car at the end of the day, I call my mom on my ride home, and we talk for my entire commute back to Redwood City. As I'm exiting the parking lot, though, I see lots of cars where kids are in the back with their earbuds in, screens up to the face, and there's no communication happening in the car. I'm going to say what's interesting is when they get home, their days are kind of packed with music lessons and extra math classes and tutors and sports, and they don't really have time to interact with their peers, maybe occasionally texting, but that's it. This is the first school I've been at where the kids did not look forward to vacation because it means that they wouldn't get a chance to see their friends. And so communication and peer interaction is really important, but communication is something that our students struggle with. And so I think that Acknowledge Alliance has helped kind of students recognize the verbal and nonverbal skills that go into really listening to one another. And that's something that students often reflect kind of in project reflections with me after the lesson that Dara does in our class, that's something that's kind of helped them in working with others and working with their peers. Having Acknowledge Alliance in my school has inspired me to seek out more connections for my students. If I can create a lesson that ties in history and kindness and mindfulness and what's going on in the world, I can help them connect the dots to reveal something more meaningful. I enjoy the challenge of working towards a bigger picture, so I do what I do for my students to help them see and grow and become kind and productive adults. My goal is to teach the whole child, and I try to teach more than just history. I hope that as they grow and begin their life's journeys, that they take these little life's lessons with them, and that when life hits them with ups and downs, that they take them on and continue to move forward with a positive and kind heart. Thank you.